When you see the dawn a-breaking and the world just come awaken, then you find your cares are all forsaken. That's the song of the trail. If you hear the brook a-singing and you watch the birds go winging, when you feel the joy that life is bringing, that's the song of the trail. When you get the urge to travel, summer, spring, or fall, get your horse and get your saddle, 'cause that's the wanderer's call. If you love the soft breeze blowing and the morning sun a-glowing, when you know which way your heart is going, that's the song of the trail. When you get the urge to travel, summer, spring, or fall, get your horse and get your saddle, 'cause that's the wanderer's call. If you love the soft breeze blowing and the morning sun a-glowing, when you know which way your heart is going, of the trail.
We thought maybe you'd lost your way.
Me get lost in Texas? Could a pickaninny get lost in his dad's watermelon patch?
Where are all those horses we came down to buy, Monty?
Yeah, the only thing I've seen since crossing the border is horned toads and mosquitoes.
Well, that's because we're still in the backyard of Texas, where the Lord dumped all the rubbish when he made this beautiful country. Wait till we get to my ranch in Sweetwater.
Well, let's get going. I'm hungry for some real scenery. Well, it looks like the place has been turned back to the Indians, Monty.
Ah, it's just that nobody's been living here for quite a spell. There's nothing much wrong with it, though, that a hammer and saw won't fix.
Oh, yeah, with us furnishing the manpower.
Home, sweet home.
This is our home while we're down here buying horses for Uncle Sam. Put up your horses and go to work now.
This ought to hold the horses all right.
Hey, Monty, looks like we have visitors.
Look out!
Of all the unadulterated nerve.
Looks like the ranchers have been using this property as a shortcut.
Don't these Texans believe in getting the owner's permission?
Well, they are from now on. The main road is just a mile over there, and that's the one they're gonna use.
Well, here we go again. They said that we love Texas. Ki-yippee, ki-yippee, ki-yay. The golden land of Texas. And Texas is where we'll stay. The West is so pretty, the hills and the range, but somehow it ain't making sense. Instead of out riding the hills and the range, they make us go out and fix fans. They said that we'd love Texas. Ki-yippee, ki-yippee, ki-yay. The golden land of Texas. And Texas is where we'll stay. Come and get it!
Sounds like it's time for grub, boys.
Say, Monty, some of the ranchers ought to be driving their horses down from the hills pretty soon.
Yeah. I aim to scout around a little later and find out where the first auction's gonna be held.
gotten away with it.
Take your arms off me.
A female.
Certainly, and I'm perfectly capable of taking care of my own team of horses without anybody's help.
But they were running away.
Only because some stupid fool put a fence across the road.
I put it there, and you had no right.
I had every right, legal and otherwise. The ranchers have been using that shortcut for years without anybody protesting. Now I'll thank you to get off.
Look, lady, if you wasn't a female...
In Texas, a gentleman calls a female a lady. Now get off. Skipper, bite him. Bite him, Skipper.
You wouldn't bite me, would you, Skipper? At least your dog knows a friend when he meets one.
His education has been neglected, also. Hey!
Is your boss really as ferocious as she sounds? Well, I'm glad to know that.
The lady boss herself.
Vance, if it isn't the old jumping bean himself.
Mary Lou, it's good to see you. Hey, I'm kind of a poet.
When did you drift back to Sweetwater?
Don't I always drift back?
It looks that way. For how long this time?
Oh, I've settled. Worse than a guinea hen on a setting of eggs. Oh, this is Mr. Lyon.
How do you do?
Howdy, ma'am.
And I think you know Mr. Blackwell.
Sure. How are you, Boyd? He used to wrangle for my father.
That's right.
Do you boys want to go to work for me?
No, I'm here to bid on your horses. Boyd's my foreman.
Now, wait a minute, Vance. You never stayed in one place long enough to start ranching.
Well, the fact is I have a financial backer, Mr. Lyons. We're going to buy up all the horses we can get.
Well, congratulations. I guess I'll have to stop calling you Jumping Bean.
Sure. One of these days I may be rich enough to make an offer for this entire ranch. Providing, of course, that the owner goes with it.
Better be careful. I'm a tough trader.
We were just looking over some of your stock. They're as nice a bunch of horse flesh as we've seen.
Tell you what I'll do, Mary Lou. I'll give you $60 a head for every horse driven into your corral, and we just forget about that auction tomorrow, huh?
Didn't I just warn you I was a tough trader? No, you'll have to wait for the auction tomorrow. It's only fair to the other buyers.
I sometimes wonder if I'll ever get the inside track with you.
Not on horses.
Where'd you pick up the extra equipment?
Over at the old Hale homestead. Some squatter down there thinks he can fence in the whole of Texas. But I showed him different.
Looks like he got his gun, too.
I didn't mean to, but it serves him right. Come on along, let's have lunch.
Good idea. Mr. Lyons, I feel that I should warn you. Mary Lou is the best horse trader this side of the Alamo.
Can't say I know too much about horses, Miss Gardner. I'm more of a banker.
Well, if you're staking Vance, at least you know a good man when you see one. You must be a Texan.
That's right. I'm sure Vance will go a long ways.
The people around here will sure be for him. Now, Vance, I want to hear all about what you've been doing.
Well, Boyd, I don't think that recital will interest us. You two run along while we look over the rest of the stock.
Swell. That'll give me a chance to really spend some yarns about myself.
Come on in when you get finished.
Thank you, ma'am. I hope the rest of the horse ranchers think that much of Vance.
Don't worry, they do. He's about the most popular Texan around here. They'll go out of the way to trade with him.
After that, Mr. Lyons offered to back me in my own outfit. I guess that's about all there is to tell.
Well, if you ever change your mind about going to work for me, let me know. You see, I'm running about 500 more head than my father used to.
You're certainly doing a wonderful job of filling your father's shoes, Mary Lou.
Oh, I don't know. His shoes were a little too big for me. But I can wear his old hat. Remember how he used to keep it shoved back on his head?
Yeah, that's about the angle.
He always said that if he kept it pulled down, he might run blind into something he'd be sorry for.
Uh-huh. I don't think that'll ever happen to you, Mary Lou.
You never can tell. I might forget to push the hat back.